The way I would look at it, like if you could compare him to like a character now, I'd say he's like the Penguin. He's like ruthless like that with his friends.
So Jay-Z's alleged son's paternity case is heating back up in court because his godmother has filed a new motion. She's claiming that vital court pages were missing in earlier rulings and demanding that the case be reopened after years of being shut down.
Things are heating up again, and it's messy. Jay-Z is back in the spotlight over that rumored son he's been accused of ignoring, and guess who's allegedly stirring the pot this time?
I'm with Jay-Z's daughter. My name is Letitia Macer from Cambridge, Maryland. My mom, her name is Lisa Macer. She has multiple sclerosis. I've heard that Jay-Z was my father all my life. There's no way that he can deny anything.
Dame Dash. Yeah, the same Dame from the old Roc-A-Fella days might just be fueling this drama behind the scenes. So here's the scoop. Fresh legal filings just dropped in that long-running case involving Ramir Satterthwaite, the guy who claims Jay-Z is his father.
Crazy to me. I'm not asking for no money or nothing. I'm not asking for no handouts or nothing like that. I work every day. I take care of my family. Only thing I'm asking for, if it's not the truth and there's nothing wrong with the Supreme Court, just get it over with.
Yeah.
From way back in the 90s, word is Dame's been sliding info and so-called receipts from the Roc-A-Fella vaults to help Ramir's team keep the fire burning. This isn't just gossip. It's court-level chaos that's starting to feel like a Roc-A-Fella reunion, but with subpoenas instead of champagne. Now, let's break it down.
He spent like millions at this point to fight this case. Like, if this really wasn't your son, take the test to prove that it's not. I think the real reason he doesn't want to take the test is because if it proves that he's the father, that would also prove that he was sleeping with an underage girl at the time.
Just a few days ago, a brand new motion hit federal court in California, filed by Ramir's godmother, Ms. Lily Coley, and she's not holding back. According to her filing, Jay-Z's legal team only turned over 18 pages of documents out of what's supposed to be more than 100 pages from an earlier case in New Jersey. 18 pages? That's like getting a trailer when the full movie's still locked in the vault. This revelation has people online going wild. Fans are asking, why would Jay's team only release a fraction of the files? And what's Dame Dash doing jumping into this storm years after cutting ties with Jay?
How old was she when you were born?
15 going on 16.
15. They had met. Now, how old was Jay-Z at the time?
I think like 22.
It's giving major unfinished business energy. Some are even speculating that Dame's trying to settle old scores, while others think he's just chasing truth, or maybe headlines. Whatever the motive, one thing's for sure. This isn't just family drama anymore. It's turning into a full-blown courtroom spectacle. Now this is where things start to get real wild. Lily Coley is firing shots, claiming Jay-Z's legal team didn't just play defense, they twisted the story before the judge. She says those missing pages, that's where the real juice is hiding. Apparently, they include a modification application document that could prove the paternity question was never officially closed in state court. And if that's true, hold up. That means this entire case might have been dismissed prematurely.
You're messing up your money.
Like if I'm trying to sell something, him and his lawyers, Alex Shapiro, putting a false lawsuit on me, like that, devaluing anything that I have or trying to sell. But, or even down to like, we were selling Rockware, right, for like $400 million or whatever. I was going to make $40 million. And right before Tommy Hilfiger signs the papers, he makes an announcement saying that he's not fucking with Rockware, that he's only fucking with S. Carter. The whole shit. And I just feel like he did that only because I was going to make $40 million. Like, he just couldn't see. Like, they get so mad if I'm going to make money off them. Like, every time I could have made a really big check, he's always stepped in and intentionally fucked it up. Listen, don't ask me, ask the rest of the industry. Like, the way I would look at it, if you could compare him to like a character now, I'd say he's like the Penguin. He's like ruthless like that with his friends or people that help him. At least that's how it kind of rolled out. Well, again, I don't want to talk about this all day because all they're going to say is, you keep talking about it. Like, now you asking me questions about it.
What? Basically, Jay's lawyers could be painting only part of the picture, leaving out the pages that might flip the whole story on its head. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's camp is still calling this a decades-long harassment campaign, saying these new filings are just another waste of the court's time. But now we've got two sides digging in deep, one claiming the system has been hiding the truth since the 90s, and the other saying this is nothing but smoke and no fire. But here's where it gets even messier. Let's rewind to the early days, long before Beyonce, billion-dollar deals, and Grammy galas. Back then, Jay-Z was just a hungry rapper on the come-up in New Jersey. And according to Ramir's late mother, Wanda, she and Jay allegedly had a little something going on back then. Yeah, that kind of something. Now here's the bombshell. Ramir claims his mother, Wanda, was under 18 when all this happened, and that's what's got people side-eyeing this whole situation. If those allegations are true, it's not just about paternity anymore. It's about why Jay-Z's been fighting tooth and nail to block this case. Some are whispering that this could be the real reason behind Jay's resistance, that there's something in those sealed documents he doesn't want the world to see. Whether it's protecting his empire or protecting his past, this case just took a dark, shocking turn that nobody saw coming. And just when you think this story couldn't get any messier, it does. According to a 2018 lawsuit filed by Ramir in Philadelphia, things took a seriously shady turn. Court records claim that one of Jay-Z's attorneys allegedly had Wanda, Ramir's late mother, sign legal papers while she was still recovering in the hospital right after coming out of a medicated coma. Can you believe that? She was reportedly weak, disoriented, and in no shape to make legal decisions. Even worse, those papers supposedly replaced the name of Ramir's godmother, Lily Coley, without her permission, and for reasons that Lily says were straight up dirty. With that slick legal move, Jay-Z's team allegedly managed to get the whole Philadelphia case thrown out. Later, Ramir's family said in interviews that they had never witnessed that kind of manipulation before, calling it painful and soul-crushing. And guess what? This wasn't just a one-time setback. Every time Ramir tried to move forward, whether it was filing petitions, DNA test requests, or motions in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, something always blocked it. Wrong jurisdiction. Case expired. Claim dismissed. Over and over again, like a door slamming shut each time he tried to knock. But then the situation got even darker. Way darker. Not long after filing that lawsuit, Ramir and his godmother claimed that Ramir was shot at. Yeah, you heard that right. Someone allegedly tried to harm him after he took Jay-Z to court. According to Lily, that's when weird things started happening. Strangers showing up at her door, people watching her house, and attempts to intimidate her into silence. Lily later said something that hit deep. This fight isn't just about Jay-Z anymore. In her words, it's about a corrupt justice system that bends for the rich and powerful while ordinary people get crushed under its weight. She's standing firm, saying she won't back down. Not until the truth comes out. Now let's flip it to Jay-Z's side because his team is still fighting tooth and nail, but not with DNA tests or open answers. Nope, they're doubling down on technicalities, wrong jurisdiction, expired claims, procedural nonsense. Whatever sticks, they're throwing it at the wall. And here's the kicker. They've now filed for sanctions, meaning they want the court to actually punish Lily Coley for wasting their time. Can you imagine? If they get their way, she could face hefty fines or even be blocked from ever filing again. So yeah, instead of battling it out with DNA results, both sides are now locked in a war over paperwork. Jay's lawyers are playing chess, not checkers, keeping everything in the realm of technical arguments so they never have to face that one big moment everyone's waiting for, that cotton swab DNA test, and people online are not buying it. The internet's buzzing with one simple question. If Ramir's claims are really so bogus, why not just take the test and shut it all down once and for all? That's the real done moment right there. Fans are flooding social media saying it's avoiding the obvious energy, and honestly, they've got a point. Meanwhile, Ramir's made it clear, this isn't about fame or fortune. He said again and again that he's not chasing Jay-Z's money, he just wants the truth. And let's be real, even if he did prove Jay-Z is his father, he wouldn't be able to get retroactive child support at this point anyway. The window for that's long closed. Even 50 Cent couldn't resist jumping into the mix. He posted a screenshot of the lawsuit headline and threw shade in the caption. Classic 50 move. The man's known for fanning flames, and this time, he lit the internet up all over again. So why does Ramir still want that DNA test so badly? Let's be real. We all see the resemblance. People online can't stop saying it. That's his nose. LOL. But from Jay-Z's camp, or at least from his high-powered lawyers, it's not that simple. Taking that test would mean acknowledging that the claim even matters. So instead, they treat the whole situation like background noise, something not even worth a response. But that ignore it and it'll go away strategy? Yeah, Clearly not working, because decades later, this story refuses to die. And now, boom! Guess whose name just got dragged right back into the chaos? Damon Dash. Yep, Jay's former partner in crime from the Roc-A-Fella glory days is allegedly playing a behind-the-scenes role. Sources close to Dame say he's been feeding Ramir's team insider info from back in the day, and not just gossip. We're talking about receipts from the golden era of hip-hop. Who was where, who was hanging with who, what parties went down, and which cities Jay was sliding through in the early 90s. That's the kind of detail that could help Ramir's side piece together timelines and prove his mother really could have known Jay-Z like she claimed. And honestly, it kind of fits Dame's whole vibe. Bold, unfiltered, and always ready to stir things up when it comes to Jay. Remember, Dame's been calling Jay out for years, saying he sold out their legacy, turned his back on the people who built Roc-A-Fella from the ground up, and messed with money that wasn't his to touch. So if he really is passing info to Ramir's team, it wouldn't be out of character. For Dame, this might not just be about truth, it could be about payback. And let's face it, if that's true, this feud just reached a whole new level of petty drama. The drama just doesn't stop. And now even Dame Dash's role in all this is splitting fans down the middle. Some people are cheering him on, saying it's about time someone stood up to Jay-Z and stopped treating him like he's untouchable. But others, they're rolling their eyes, saying Dame's just being messy again and using Ramir as a pawn to get revenge on his old partner. The internet's eating it up, and honestly, nobody knows what to believe anymore. But just when you think this saga couldn't get any wilder, boom! Another alleged Carter kid steps into the picture. Meet Letitia Mace, a woman who came out a few years ago claiming that she, too, is Jay-Z's secret love child. What? According to reports, Letitia was born in Cambridge, Maryland, and her mother, Lisa, allegedly met Jay back in the 90s when he was still grinding his way up in the rap game. Letitia didn't just make the claim. She went full proof mode. She posted on Instagram before deleting it later, saying she grew up in a city where everybody knew Jay-Z was her father. She even dropped side-by-side photos of herself and Jay, and let's just say, fans couldn't stop talking. The comments section exploded with people saying, "There's no way he can deny that." Some even claimed there were folks in Maryland who knew Jay back then and could back up her story. And get this, one of the people who was actually around Jay-Z during those early Roc-A-Fella days, Chino from State Property, started weighing in too. Chino came up under the rock around 99, right before State Property blew up. So he had a front row seat to that whole era. If he starts talking, this situation could go from scandalous to legendary chaos real quick. Chino wasn't just another name from the Roc-A-Fella era. He lived that life, saw everything up close, and according to him, the whispers weren't whispers at all. He claims that everyone in Jay-Z's inner circle back in the 90s already knew about a daughter Jay supposedly had out in Maryland, a daughter he allegedly refused to acknowledge. That's a bombshell right there. Chino didn't hold back either. He shared that when his own son tragically passed away in a car accident a few years ago, Jay didn't reach out. No call, no text, no condolences, nothing. Total silence. And Chino said he wasn't even surprised, dropping a cold line that shook fans. If a man can't acknowledge his own daughter, why would he show up for anybody else? That statement hit hard. Fans couldn't stop quoting it. But Chino didn't stop there. He went further, questioning how Jay-Z can even sleep at night knowing there might be a young woman out there carrying his blood, wondering why her father never claimed her. That accusation sparked a firestorm online. People started digging, comparing dates, and that's when something shocking came up. Turns out, Letitia's mother's timeline overlaps almost perfectly with Ramir's mother's. Both women claim they were involved with Jay around the same period in the 90s. That overlap has the internet going crazy. Could both stories actually be connected? If that's true, we're not just talking one rumor anymore. We're talking a pattern that could blow the lid off everything. And just when you think the Carter controversy can't possibly go any further, buckle up because this next twist is pure chaos. With both Ramir's and Letitia's stories circling back to the same time frame, the internet is now in full detective mode. Fans are pulling up old interviews, tour schedules, and photos from Jay's early days, trying to figure out exactly where he was and who he was spending time with during those wild 90s years. Rumors are flying fast, and some people online are convinced that there could be even more alleged children out there hidden in plain sight. One fan on X, formerly Twitter, even posted, "At this point, Jay-Z's got more secret side stories than his albums. It's messy, it's dramatic, and it's pulling in everyone who ever crossed paths with Roc-A-Fella, Meanwhile, Dame Dash is doubling down, refusing to back away from the storm he helped stir. Sources say he's been telling people privately that this isn't about revenge, it's about setting the record straight and holding fake people accountable. But others close to the situation say Dame's just enjoying the attention, watching Jay squirm while the internet runs wild with speculation. And the heat doesn't stop there. Beyoncé's fans have jumped into the mix too. The Bayhive is in full defense mode, calling the accusations old lies and saying Jay's enemies are just trying to tarnish his image and hurt his family. But that's only added more fuel to the fire. Every time someone defends Jay, another screenshot, photo, or old interview clip pops up, dragging the story back into the spotlight. Now, after decades of silence, the question everyone's screaming online is the same. Why not just take the test? A simple DNA swab could end all of this overnight, but instead, Jay's team keeps dodging, dismissing, and filing motions, and that's why people are losing their minds, saying that this saga is no longer about the truth. It's about power, ego, and legacy. One thing's certain, the drama isn't dying down anytime soon. Every week, new voices are speaking out, and the internet detectives aren't letting go until somebody, somewhere, finally proves what's real. And now, things are reaching a breaking point. After years of whispers, court filings, and social media storms, this saga has officially exploded into full-blown cultural drama. Reporters are circling, fans are dissecting every old photo, and insiders are starting to talk quietly, but just loud enough for the world to hear. The name Jay-Z isn't just trending anymore. It's being dragged through layers of mystery, loyalty, and betrayal that stretch all the way back to the Roc-A-Fella glory days. Ramir is still standing strong, saying he just wants answers. No clout, no payday, just truth. His godmother, Lily Coley, refuses to back down either, saying the system's been protecting the powerful for too long. And as the noise grows louder, even people in the industry are starting to wonder if Jay's team can keep dodging forever. You can only bury something for so long before it starts digging its own way out. But let's be real. This situation has gone way beyond one man's paternity claim. We're talking about legacy, control, and reputation. Jay-Z's built an empire, from street rap to billion-dollar business, and that spotless image has become untouchable, until now. Every new headline chips away at that family man narrative, making people question what's real behind the luxury suits and Grammy speeches. And the wildest part? People are whispering that this might just be the start, that others with similar stories are waiting in the shadows, watching how this all plays out before stepping forward. If that happens, this could turn into one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the decade, one that even the most powerful PR machine can't spin away. Meanwhile, Dame Dash seems to be sitting back with that "I told you so" grin, watching the empire he helped build tremble from the sidelines. He's been hinting for years that there were skeletons in those Roc-A-Fella closets, and now it looks like some of them are finally rattling their chains. So what's next? Will Jay finally face the music and take that test? Or will this case vanish again under piles of paperwork and legal silence? One thing's for sure, this story's not over yet, and the streets are watching every move. Both stories trace back to that same early to mid-90s era, and here's the kicker. Both Ramir and Letitia grew up hearing the same name as their alleged father. Jay-Z, coincidence? Maybe. But a lot of people aren't buying it. Fans are side-eyeing hard, saying there's no way a man who lived that wild, fast life back in the day only has one baby mama, especially with how Jay moved during those come-up years, the tours, the parties, the late nights, you name it. Now, everyone's debating the same burning question. Is this just another round of people trying to bring down the Carter Empire, or is there actually some truth buried beneath all that fame and fortune? The tension's real, and every day more folks are demanding answers, asking the one question that could end all this noise. Why won't Jay just take the DNA test? Seriously, one simple swab could shut everybody up and close this chapter for good. But until that happens, the rumors will keep spinning, the drama will keep climbing, and the internet will stay on fire with theories and receipts. So what do you think? Is this all smoke? Or are we watching a truth that's been buried for decades finally start to crack open? Stick around, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button on Juicy Reels so you don't miss the next wild twist in this story.